Before we get started, again, this week we're working on sparring, so we'll quickly review some of the basic things we did in the lower belt stuff, but I'm going to change up some of the movement a little bit to get you guys thinking about, instead of moving and then punching back as you're moving. So we're going to learn what's called a slip and roll, and we're going to do a little bit of a different way of pivoting. Since you guys are upper belts, I want to give you an upper belt level of thinking for some stuff, all right? So we're going to get started. We're going to stretch out together, all right? Let's go. Let's reach up. Take it over. Other side. Drives me nuts when the screen's frozen. Reach up. It's fine. And down. Work the knees around. And reverse. Big circles. Roll the shoulders out. We're going to be doing a lot of punches. A lot of punches and kicks. And reverse. Take it over and under. This is a big group. 3 belt levels, 4 belt levels. Up and down. Let's go back and forth. Your hands and hips, look side to side. Ear to shoulder. Roll your neck around. And reverse. Put your feet apart, work your back around. Reverse. All right, for the warm-up, we're doing the chamber drill like we usually do on kickboxing leagues. Now, instead of stepping up to do the chamber, I'm working on being in a stance to where I can just go right into my chamber without having to step up. You're going to feel a little bit of a different stretch on that back leg there. So in fighting stance, we're going to go front chamber first. We're going to step up, chamber, step down. Keep the hands up. 1, 2. Remember, no stepping up. It's a habit. 3, 4, 5. We're going to go right leg, bring the knee up and straight back. 1, 2, up high and back. 3, 4, 5. Let's drop down, come about 5 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up. We're going to go side chamber. So right from here, pulling right up into that chamber. No stepping up first. Be in a balanced stance already. Ready? So here and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Rear leg pivot, chamber, bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Modified push-ups if you have to. Knees are down, back is straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jump back up. We're going to go cross chamber. So again, no step up, right from here, right into that chamber across. Pulling it right in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right leg. Turn the foot, knee across, bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jump right back up. Squat stretch. Back sit nice and straight. Lunge. Switch. Knee lunge. Leg straight. You see a big sentence on there. Switch. Straighten it out, lean forward. Straddle. Make sure you're keeping good form. Back up straight, knees flat, reach down. Other side. Down in the middle. You want to reach out as far as you can. Bring inching up. Reach for your toes. Butterfly. Back up straight. Bring feet up. Bring it over and twist. There we go. Switch. Come on up, just shake that wrist a little bit. Arms out, and penis stay. No. All right, so like I said, we're gonna do a lot of what we did yesterday, similar, it's all sparring, but we're gonna plug in kicks 11 through 17. So we're gonna finish up the kicks today, hook kick, hook roundhouse, step behind side kick, double spinning back kick, spinning crescent, spinning hook, and axe kick. All right, so we're gonna spread those kicks out across the lesson today. And I want to talk about slipping and rolling. Now, when I'm sparring, I can move side to side. You can do that, that's fine. I can duck. Now I want to put them together into a slip. Now when I move to the side, if I just change my position, I turn my hip, just drop my shoulder a little bit, changes the angle of maybe where I'm moving so I can have a different angle to strike at. So we're going to work on slip and roll. Right? So it's going to be slip and roll. Now, when you're sparring, first question of the day, tell me what punch are you going to be expecting to come at you first? When you're sparring, what punch do you expect to come at you first, the most often? Exactly. I don't know if that was Landon or Gavin. The jab. Good, Ryan. All right, so the slip is really anticipating the jab. And I like to watch not the punches and not my opponent's eyes. I like to keep an eye on their shoulder because when I see a shoulder move, I know they're coming. And what I can do is I can real quick just drop that shoulder and create that angle. All right, so we're just going to practice slipping a little bit. All right, so let's get into a fighting stance. We're going to put our right foot back, hands up. I'm going to take my left shoulder, and I want to imagine I'm touching it down towards my right knee. Matter of fact, put your hands in your hips and twist the left hip forward, twist the right hip forward. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, hands up, twist, and then just drop that shoulder a little bit. Twist and drop that shoulder a little bit. Eyes forward, twist and drop. Hands here, drop. My hands are up. Am I going like this? Hands up, drop, drop. Like that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't want to lean back. I don't want to go like this and lean back. A little more. I'm kind of sitting in my stance and turning that shoulder forward. And then from there, we're going to lead into the roll. All right. So that would be slipping the jab, and then your partner is throwing a hook or even a cross at you. They're throwing the 1, 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to slip. Eyes up, roll to the left. Slip and roll. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Put it together. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, so from the front here, 1, 2. Hips, turn. When I punch, look at my hips. When I block, look at my hips. When I move, look at my hips, right? So that mechanics, this is going to be when you punch, when you move, when you block. All right, so let's go 5 more times, slip and roll. All right, ready? Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, pretty good. Now, when Sensei Rachel comes back in a second, I'll have her stand in front of me and I'll demonstrate how it looks when we have that person in front of us. All right, any questions on that so far?
We're good.
Okay, so I think we left off with the slip and roll, all right? So we're going to do that maybe 5 more times just in case it was lagging out or we missed it, right? So let's just do that 5 more times. So fighting stance, we're going to go slip and roll, all right? So hands up. 1, slip, roll. 2, slip and roll. 3, slip, roll. 4, and 5. 1, 2. All right, so keep that in mind because we're going to build on that with a combination today. So we have slip and roll. Now we're going to modify our pivot just a little bit. Now normally we pivot off of our front foot. we go left, we go right, we go here, and here. And we do that maybe because our partner is shuffling. Now, we're going to pivot off of our back foot, and that's going to create more of a defensive counter step. Now, our partner comes rushing in at us, and we're going to kind of sidestep away. So the idea is moving my back foot this way. Rather than moving my front foot, I'm going to move my back foot. All right, so let's practice that together. All right, so hands up. We're going to take the back foot, side step. So I'm still in my fighting stance. Again, step. Good. Ready? Step. Good. All right, fighting stance. Step. Good. Again, one more. Go. All right, so let's put those three things together. We're going to go slip, roll, and step. All right, so 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. 2 more times. Go. 1, 2, 3. And 1 more time. Go. 1, 2, 3. All right, so the idea of boxing and kickboxing is to hit and not be hit. So let's build that into a combination. Of course, we have jab, jab, cross hook, jab, cross, hook, duck, duck, jab, cross, hook, cross. Don't forget those, but now that we're at a level where we've been doing those basics for a while, let's start to expand on them and get a little more creative. All right, so our hands are up. We're going to go jab, cross, 1, 2. I'm going to slip and roll. All right, so do that. Go. Jab, cross, slip, and roll. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's add one last thing at the end at the pivot step. All right. So jab, cross, slip, roll, and step. All right. Again. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and step. All right, let's do it a little faster. 2 times. Ready? Go. 1, 2, slip, roll, and step. All right, 1 more time. Right? Go. 1, 2, slip, roll, and step. If Sensei Rachel will step over here for a second. The idea of the pivot step is she's in front of me, and as she comes in, I move to the side. I'm moving to the side, similar to when we practice headlock A. That duck and avoid to the side. Very similar, just maybe not with the duck yet. Or if she's throwing the punch, throw the right here, right? Or if she's throwing jab cross, slip, roll. That's how that slip and roll comes into play. All right, they're throwing a 1, 2, and you're avoiding. Now what we're going to do this time, we're going to add in a punch. So as she throws the jab, I'm going to slip and throw the jab to the body. And then as she throws the hook, I'm going to roll and throw a hook to the body. So it's slip and jab, and then roll and hook. So it's 1, 2. All right, so we're going to work on that together. Okay, so hands up. You're good. Thank you. Over here. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Again. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Right? So think about that next time you're with a partner or sparring. Think about how you can put those moves together. As I move, counter to the body, and then sidestep. It's going to be a great move. So let's put the combination together 3 times with the counters and punches. All right? So it's going to be jab, cross, slip and punch, roll and punch, and then pivot step. All right, little lengthy, a lot to think about, but let's do it. Again, jab, cross, slip, roll, and step. Jab, cross, slip, roll, and step. All right, let's do it 3 times on go. Ready? Go. All right, 2 more times. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more time. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So higher belts, I want you thinking at a higher level. How can I create angles by taking my basics and changing them just a little bit, tweaking them a little bit. All right, blue belts. We're starting with kick number 11 today. All right, hook kick, one of my favorite kicks to throw. Okay, so we're going to get into a fighting stance. If you know how to do this effectively, you're going to be a very good sparrer. So we're going to use a cross chamber. We're going to step up, chamber across. I'm just going to keep it at my belt level. I'm going to hook with my heel. So it's 1, 2. Let's do a couple nice and slow. Ready? 1, 2. Again, go. 1, 2. Let's do 2 on go. It should look like this on go. If I froze halfway, it should look like a side kick. Okay, hands up. Go. And go. All right, now for the rear leg, we're going to pivot. We're going to chamber across. We're going to go with the heel. And around. Pivot, chamber, and hook. All right, at the camera there. 1, 2, 3. All right, on go. Ready? Go. Go. Okay, let's go this way. One more. Go. All right, now as you're going to notice, these kicks involve more balance. Now we're going to make it a little bit fancier. Let's make what we call a hook roundhouse. So you're going to do the hook, you're going to re-chamber, throw the roundhouse on the end. So from a fighting stance, step up, come across with your chamber, extend, bend, roundhouse. Again, slow, keep your hands up. That one was a bad habit there. Step up, across, here, here. Let's go 2 on go. Ready? Go. 1, 2. Let me turn around with you. Go. 1, 2. All right, let's do the right leg. So from a fighting stance, I'm going to turn the hip, come across, extend the kick. Whoa. Okay. Very bad balance. All right, again, hands up. Pivot, across, extend, kick. All right, let's do 2 on go. Ready? 1. And 2. All right. So, blue belts, you have 2 of the harder kicks that you're going to encounter at your black belt test. So the only way to get better at those, 1, practice your stretch at home, practice your kicks at home, and utilize these kicks when you spar to become effective. Okay? So we're going to take a quick break from technique, and we're going to do a 90-second round of free sparring. Now, I want you to think about the hook and hook roundhouse, and I want you to think about the way we were talking about moving, slip and roll, pivot step, and try and incorporate that into your shadow sparring round. We're going to go 90 seconds. All right, I'm going to grab my stopwatch here so you guys can follow along with me. Okay? So if you want courtesy push in, hands up, and spar. Here. Working those hook kicks and hook roundhouse kicks. Maybe some of the things we were talking about the other day. I'm always in rhythm, not the body. You'll never see me keep my head still. Plenty of breathing. About 20 more seconds. And rest. Okay. Moving on, we're going to get into the blue and purple belt kicks. Not overly hard versions of side kicks. We have step behind side kick, double spinning back kick. Double spinning back kick may be a little challenging, but first one, very, very easy. Covers a lot of ground. So hands up. Front leg, I'm going to take a step behind, chamber, do my side kick. Very simple kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can find a way to break something down, really, really makes it a lot easier. Let's let it rip on go 2 times. Ready? Go. One more time. Ready? Go. All right, rear leg, and cover a little more ground. Take the right leg, step behind, chamber, kick. Again, 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 2 times on go. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, all together. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, not too hard. The thing with double spinning back kick is the footwork. Footwork meaning I don't want to go all the way around like this, have my feet very close together. When I take my steps, I want to be balanced. The closer my feet are, the less balance I'm going to have. So let's break down that double spinning back kick. So I'm going to face this way. So we're going to take our rear leg set. We're going to look, do a left side kick, put that foot straight down. Now you got to turn over that right shoulder, do a right side kick. So it's like a spin and a half. Hands up, step, spin and kick. Put that foot down, spin and kick. Let's try 2 times at like a slow go. Hands up, go. We're going to try and let it flow. Fighting stance, ready, again, go. Okay. Now, we're going to skip through the other way, but utilize using both legs first, rear leg first or front leg first, okay? 2 more kicks, 3 more kicks. Spinning crescent. You already know how to do a regular crescent. Now what we're going to do is add a spin in first, okay? So spinning crescent. It's all about timing. If my target's right here, and I start my kick way over here, well, it's going to come down before it hits the target. Or if I start it over here, it's going to be past the target, right? So it's all about timing. Let's do a couple slow ones together. Try and at least keep your belt, your foot at belt level, okay? So hands up. We're going to take the right leg step. Like any other spinning kick, start to spin, bring the knee up, and go over the rainbow. All right, let's try it again, nice and slow. Hands up, step, spin, chamber, and around. Now, blue and purple belts, these are a belt ahead, but you can practice them just as good as the black belts because you already know how to do the spin. You already know how to do the crescent kick. Let's just put them together, right? A little bit faster. Ready? Let's go 2 on go. Go! All right, do 1 facing the camera. Ready? Go! All right, not bad. Now we're going to go the opposite way, like any other spinning kick. I'm going to take my front leg, step across. My head has to come around. Knee comes up and over. All right, hard to do slow. Let's do 1 more slow though. Step, spin, chamber, and around. Okay, all about momentum here. Hands up. 2 times. 1. And even if you have to go slow at that go pace. Ready? 2. Now, that may be easy because your foot can come up pretty easily high when your toes are up. But if I have my foot sideways, creates me to lean more. So the hook kick, spinning hook's going to be a little more challenging because of maybe how you have to manipulate your body. So let's do the same spin, but plug in a different kick. Fighting stance. Take a rear leg step. Start to turn, chamber comes up, and foot is sideways as it comes around. So if I do it facing the camera, I step, spin here, foot sideways. Okay, let's try it on go. Again, go doesn't mean fast, just means your own pace. Hands up. 2 times. 1. Not bad. Again. 2. Rear leg, again, opposite spin, opposite leg. Step with the left foot, look over the right shoulder, chamber, hook. Again, ready? Step, turn, chamber, and extend. All right, facing the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 2 times at your own pace. Hands up. Ready? Go. 1 more time. Ready? Go. All right, and as you get more comfortable, you can really use your hips without stepping so hard to get right into that kick, all right? One last one, and then we're gonna do another round of free sparring, okay? We have axe kick, more of a self-defense kick. I'm coming down with my heel of my foot. It's coming up and then straight down. So it's half of a crescent kick. Crescent goes all the way. This is gonna stop in the middle and cut straight down. So hands up, and here, across, up, and down. Here. Just don't hit your foot on the floor. All right, hands up. 1, 2, 3. Rear leg, pivot, across, up, and down. So it's pivot, across, up, and down. Right? Let's let it flow. 1, 2, 3. All right, another 90-second round. 90 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Utilize those spinning kicks. Slip, slip, step. Think about what we were just working on today. Jab, cross, slip, slip, step. A little movement, spinning kick, hook kick. All right. Hook, roundhouse. Pivot off the back foot. We're at 30 seconds. Keep breathing. What's our time?
We're at 17 now, but I don't know if I
Movement. Come on, guys. Keep moving. Keep moving. About halfway there. Slip, slip, step. Slip, roll, and step. Right? Try the other way. Slip to the right shoulder and roll to the right side. Think about doubling your kicks up. That's another good habit to have. Don't always just do one kick. Think about 1, 2, how to blend it together. Better yet, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get creative. About 10 more seconds. Have direction. Don't just punch over here. Have a target in mind. Use your imagination. And time. Shake it out a little bit. Take some nice deep breaths in. By this level, we're starting to develop our own kind of personality as we spar. You're starting to figure out what you're good at. You've been sparring long enough to where you can start modifying some of your basics to make them a little more unpredictable for who you're sparring with. So think of these things we were talking about. Slip and roll. It's constantly here, here, and here. Always here, here. We said we anticipate the jab. We always expect that jab to come in first. So always be ready to be here, 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 here. Always let on feet. The mechanics of twisting our hips when I punch are the same as when I block. And is the same as when I move. It's always that rotating of the hips. Grappling, sparring. A lot of your strength comes from your hips and your core. All right, so think about that. Slip and roll, pivot step. We didn't get into it today, but in the future, we're gonna go over sidestepping. So, Sensei, real quick. Don't mind, sorry. I just had a brain blast. So that same jab, instead of slipping, I'm gonna sidestep. So as a jab comes in, sidestep, or even the cross, sidestep. So at this level, that's another thing we're gonna start working on. Stepping right, stepping left a little bit. All right, any questions? Any questions? You guys sweating yet? I know I am. I'm sorry if you guys are having any issues today. We'll get it, straightened out. Still working out the kinks. All right, so blue and purple belts. What were those three new kicks we did today? We have some more to think about. Good to hear, Julie. I know I'm doing something right when your glasses are foggy. Or you're doing something right. and not here. All right, Tara, we'll get it figured out. All right, one last thing before we go. I mentioned as we were moving the double kicks. I'm going to pull Dave the dummy out here just for a second, just to show you what I'm talking about. And a big part of doing a double kick is the foot that's on the floor. You don't want to be caught flat-footed. You want to kind of be on the balls of your feet. Just like when we were talking about rhythm, you want to be light on those toes, on the balls of your feet. All right, so I'm going to pull Dave out real quick. So what I mean by double kicking is instead of just throwing that roundhouse and continuing to move, meaning going like this and then moving, or 1, 2 kick and then moving back, right? What you're going to want to do is throw like I said, a double kick. It'd be 2 kicks. So you're here, 2, and you're going to throw that second kick in there before they maybe even realize what you're doing. It's here, touch down, and here. So I'm not kicking and bringing my foot all the way back. It's almost like it kicks and drops straight down and comes up again. So 1, 2. Or even with the front leg, 1, 2. You can flick them out there. Okay? Same thing as in doing maybe front kick and roundhouse. 1, 2. Right? So when you speed it up, 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? Same thing, think of your low, high. Low, high. We'll change it up a little bit. Low, high. So you can start getting good at maybe some misdirection with doubling up your kicks. All right, so before we wrap up, let's try it. Let's try it maybe 3 times with this. When I count with my front leg, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. And the idea is not stepping up. Your stance allows you to pull right into that kick. So let's try it slow. 1, 2, 3. Think of your cat stance. Heavy on the back foot, light on that front foot. Hands up. Go. 1, 2, 3. Again. Go. 1, 2, 3. Again. Go. 1, 2, 3. Let's do one more time. Go. 1, 2, 3. Now the rear leg. 1, 2, 3. Put your foot back. Go. 1, 2, 3. 2 more times. Go. 1, 2, 3. Front here. Go. 1, 2, 3. So you're only going to be able to do that if you have a good stance. Right? The ability to kind of have those feet where you need them, feel ready to move, ready to kick at any time. All right. So hope you guys, like I said, hope you guys got a little sweaty like me. This week's been a lot of fun. Obviously, this is our first go at some live classes, so we're working out the kinks with the software and the delay and things like that. But I appreciate how many people have been tuning in. I can't wait to come up with some fun things to do, get creative with it. We're going to have some fun. Next week, we're going to get into tipping and tipping review.
Make sure to check the schedule because the more people that are watching and are in the room, the more it's going to...
And make sure you keep an eye on your specific day if you want, but I encourage even the higher belts like you've been doing, tune into the lower belt times. I can see on here who logs in and who's here for the duration of the video, so we're going to try and keep track of attendance. Hopefully at the end of this month we'll be able to get back to normal, and nobody's really going to be behind. But of course we're going to keep an eye on our feed here, and hopefully you guys are posting videos and pictures of you practicing, keeping in touch. I think this band app's going to be an awesome thing for us. All right? Does anyone have any quick questions before we go? What did you say, Sensei? You sure?
Yep. Oh, and tell them that we're going to be doing small, like short videos in the morning that will correspond with their class in the afternoon.
And also keep an eye out, because we're not just going to do live videos every day. We may each day put out something, a different way of you practicing something. It may correspond to the lesson we just worked on, a little tweak on how you can challenge yourself instead of practicing it, the same way, right? So you have a question, Ryan? I'm doing well, Zachariah. Thanks for asking. How you guys holding up? Brown and black belts, we are planning to have Fridays. But if you want to tune in on Thursdays, we're going to do a teen and adult kind of workout. They have white through black belt all in one class, so we're telling them to go to their corresponding belts, but their class for their live class will be mainly a workout, either kickboxing or some grappling conditioning stuff. So don't be shy and tune in if you'd like. All right, some of that stuff will be good for you, Ryan. No, not today, bud. Not today. This was just our start, and we were in the middle of the week, so it's kind of a jacked up schedule. We just did a modified schedule. So next week will be the schedule we plan on doing through April, and hopefully in May, this schedule will not be a distant memory. We can do some live classes still, but we can get back to the real thing. No problem, bud. Thanks for joining us. 3 kicks. Which ones? Do you want the blue belt kicks, Mary Frances? Or do you want because we did hook roundhouse, step behind side kick, double spinning back kick, spinning crescent, spinning hook, and axe kick. You're welcome, Troy. Blue and purples right now, Tony. Oh, sorry. It's going to be Wednesdays, bud. I misread your question. Fun drill. So, Sebastian, we were going to joke and we were going to play fun drill on camera in front of you guys. We were going to have some dodgeball and then joke saying, haha, but I thought that would be a little mean. Or say center area and see how many people type in yes, sir. Maybe we'll come up with something we can play over the camera next time. We'll get creative and interesting. We'll have some fun. Did I miss anything? Mia, to answer your question, at the level that you're at, we will have you get your junior black belt, and then if you're a teenager by then and you feel like you need the move, we'll put you in the teen and adult class. But rest assured, when you move into the brown and black belt class, there's a lot of 12 and 13-year-olds in there. It's almost like a mini teen class of its own. So don't think because you turn into a 13-year-old, you have to move into the teen class, okay?
Mary Frances wants spinning crescent, spinning hook, axe kick.
Spinning crescent, spinning hook, and axe kick. All right, Mary Frances, we're coming up right here. Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, I like it, Tony. Or we'll do hangman or something. All right, so spinning crescent, Mary Frances. Just think, if they know how to do a spinning back kick, the spinning crescent's the same thing. You're just, instead of doing a side kick, you're doing a crescent kick. And spinning hook kick, instead of doing a side kick, you're doing, you're doing any other kick, right? So it's the same concept. So spinning crescent, let me see it. For the front leg, you're going to take your right leg, set, spin, and crescent kick. So again, step, spin, crescent. Here. All right, toes are going to be up. The rear leg is the opposite. 1, 2, 3. And so I'll go this way. 1, 2, 3. My spinning hook is the same thing, but instead of my toes being up, my toes are going to be to the side. All right, so it's step, spin, hook. Oh, that was really bad. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. All right, blend it together. Okay, rear leg, the opposite. Set, turn, hook. Really sloppy kick today. Face in front. Oh my goodness. And that axe kick is a crescent. Half of a crescent. And then down. The other way. Sorry for the sloppy kicks there, Mary Frances. Does that help out? Now this video, we will post it in a bit. And if you want to refer back to it a little bit later, you can always refer back to it. And I plan on putting up some things in the next couple of days referring to some of the things we did. All right. Maybe tag via chat. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend and keep an eye out for some videos. I want to see some of those practice posts. You're welcome, guys.
Don't say anything.